Back now with an in-depth look tonight behind the scenes of America's surging ghost gun market. The largely untraceable firearms are built from easy-to-use kits that can be purchased right online or with just a cash transfer at a gun show. No background check required. Ghost guns were used in 3 school shootings so far this year. And just this week, Florida police detailing how a 14-year-old boy ordered parts online, built one of these guns, and then a friend accidentally shot and killed him with it. NBC News correspondent Vaughn Hilliard takes us into one of those gun shows and shows us just how easily people are making these weapons.
This is a ghost gun. There's no record of it. It took no background check, and we have no idea how many like it are on our streets today. Because it's built from a perfectly legal, pre-packaged kit, and then made into a working firearm in the amount of time it takes to build an IKEA cabinet, just over an hour.
There was a black market ghost gun sale that went bad and turned deadly.
A 16-year-old student gunned down 2 classmates. Law enforcement tell NBC News the weapon may have been a ghost gun.
The firearm in evidence is described as an 80%er, a ghost gun.
Last year, the LAPD recovering more than double the number of ghost guns compared to the year before. In the weapons used in at least 24 homicides in the city. In Philadelphia, the police department recovered 571 constructed ghost guns, more than 5 times the number in 2019.
But just how easy is it to order the parts for these guns? This is our NBC producer, Jason, who lives here in Pennsylvania. There are a litany of options that come up of where you could purchase these kits. Boom.
But with the tools, you want to make sure you have everything.
It tells you the exact parts you literally need to buy.
This is where I suggest you get ammo from.
Done.
Thank you for your purchase.
Jason was able to place this order because he lives in one of the 40 states that has not regulated the selling of these kits. And that's also why we were able to walk into this gun show outside of Philadelphia. We went in with a hidden camera to show just how easy it is to buy a kit.
Or you can just leave with it today.
And you don't need anything from me, right?
Money.
Money?
Yeah.
But no ID or anything? We're not doing background check?
No.
So then I'll just need essentially the drill.
Comes with the drill bits.
Comes with the drill bits and everything.
And then, like I said, you're just drilling 3 holes on each side. Cut these tabs off. There's tons and tons of videos online.
Okay.
Like if you just Google.
How long does it usually take you?
First time, it's probably going to be like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay.
I mean, my fastest time was like 24 minutes.
24 minutes?
Yeah.
To buy other firearms at this show, they required background checks.
But to get this kit, it just took that cash. Have you seen the demand for your supply going up?
Yeah, the entire industry's gone up.
We tracked down Jordan Vinrow, the major ghost gun kit supplier in Pennsylvania, as we left the show.
So don't you bear some responsibility then when these guns get into the hands of criminals?
No, because I'm not a criminal.
But you're essentially handing them a piece that they can build in a half an hour and turn it into a gun.
Yeah, you can get keys and a pack of Budweiser and drunk drive kill somebody too.
Last year, the man who ran Pennsylvania's major gun shows agreed to no longer allow the sale of these kits. But when met with pushback by Vinrow and others, he sold the gun shows to Vinrow, who went right back to selling them.
You're following the laws right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Handing over those kits just for cash, that is by the books.
Yeah, it's like buying a lawn chair at Walmart. You can buy a lawn chair in cash.
Plus, these kits and the guns they turn into are harder to track because most don't have serial numbers. Because of these legal loopholes, many of them across the country, from shows and online sales, are bought by former convicts who are, by law, barred from owning these weapons. As just one example, there were 586 such convicts arrested with ghost guns in Los Angeles just last year.
This is the beginning of a ghost gun.
This reality has led many to call for a change in the law. Pennsylvania Attorney General Josh Shapiro has tried to classify these ghost gun kits as firearms. That would force people to pass a background check to get them.
Do you even begin to know how many are out on the streets?
I think it's almost impossible to know at this point. We need a national answer.
But there is no sign of legislation passing on Capitol Hill. The Biden administration is, however, working on formalizing new regulations to help curb the rise.
A ghost gun should be treated like a regular firearm.
2 weeks later, we returned to Pennsylvania and met up with special agents from the AG's office who agreed to use the kit we purchased from the show and build it into a ghost gun. But we also could have done it ourselves.
If you just go to YouTube, videos, how to, are still
all over the internet.
We won't show you all the steps, but for the agents, it just took some drilling, sanding down, and a little bit of hammering. A firearm. Just over 1 hour later, ready to go.
Wow, Vaughn, you're here with me in the studio. I'm shocked by so many things you showed us there. The YouTube videos that you mentioned over and over again. One of the people said to you, "There's tons and tons." The guy in the gun show said, "Tons and tons of videos." Why is YouTube not doing something? They've said that they would try to pull some of those videos down.
They're still up. This has been a persisting problem. Now, we filmed some of this a couple weeks ago, and of the 3 videos that we actually used in this piece, one of them had been removed by YouTube, but 2 others were not removed until today when we flagged them to YouTube. Now, YouTube spokesman tells us, quote, "Our firearms policy prohibits content intended to instruct viewers on how to make firearms, including ghost guns." They say they are working on the technology to better detect and then take down these videos.
And there's been some talk, as I understand it, there's been some talk that the Biden administration might change some of the rules that the ATF follows regarding these guns. Is that happening?
This is the big development that we should expect to see here in the months ahead. And a lot of folks who are looking for better gun regulations around the ghost guns are eager for this to come to fruition here. The Trump administration didn't do it, but the Biden administration has proposed a rule which would essentially classify these kits as firearms before they're ever instructed. The rule says that a firearm would, quote, "include a weapon parts kit that is designed to expel a projectile by the action of an explosive." Now, the big question is, when this rule were to go in effect, how would it impact the ghost gun industry? We did reach out to the manufacturer of that kit that we bought, but have not heard back at this hour, Kate.
So everything you just said basically means it's considered more of a firearm then.
Correct, more of a firearm, which, again, just only 10 states have actually passed legislation to that effect here at this point.
Vaughn, fascinating. Thank you for providing that. Thank you for bringing us that story.